What's up guys, my name is Aaron. This is going to be my review of The Fundamentals of Caregiving. This movie is directed by Rob Burnett and it stars Paul Rudd, Craig Roberts, and Selena Gomez. The story is about Ben, who's played by Paul Rudd. He's a ex-writer, he's kind of down on his luck, kind of mopey. He becomes a caregiver to Trevor, who is a teenager who has a physical disability that disallows him to walk and stuff. He's kind of a rough around the edges kind of character. He's kind of a smart alecky and stuff, and him and Ben, they kind of connect based on their like humor and stuff. Later on in the movie, they go on a road trip. It's kind of a bucket list for Trevor. Along the way, they meet Dot, who's played by Selena Gomez, and the three of them trying to kind of just like go on an adventure together. Paul Rudd is one of my favorite actors out right now. I think he's really funny. He's kind of like an everyman, but I like his relatable humor that he brings to different projects and stuff. So anytime he's in a movie, I'm definitely gonna see it. He was the major reason I watched the movie. It's a Netflix original, so I just popped it in and I watched it. I thought it was an enjoyable movie. I don't think it was anything crazy or amazing, but it was an enjoyable movie. The major thing that I like about this movie is the acting. Paul Rudd is known for just comedy mostly. He's done some dramas here and there, but he's mostly known for comedy. I felt like he was really good in this movie. He's like a tortured ex-writer who's struggling to kind of overcome this past bad events in his life. He has some really good kind of subtle like emotional moments with Craig Roberts in this movie, and I feel like Paul Rudd like really did a good job like kind of showing that like that side of him. Even though the movie is not like overly funny, he still manages to squeeze a couple of really funny moments into the movie too. I feel like Craig Roberts was really good as Trevor. He's not like entirely indebted to his disability. He does make some jokes at his own expense, and he does make jokes about like Ben, Paul Rudd's character and stuff, but you can tell that he's kind of dark and kind of sad underneath it. You can feel that vulnerability coming out of him in scenes and stuff, and I felt like Craig Roberts did a pretty good job like showing that side of him. Selena Gomez as Dot, I felt like she was pretty good. She kind of came off as an older, like a more prone to swearing version of Alex Russo from Wizard of Waverly Place, her Disney Channel show, and I didn't mind that. I thought she did a pretty good job in that show, kind of being like really sarcastic and kind of mean, and I felt like she did a pretty good job kind of recapturing that, but kind of evolving a little bit. There wasn't a lot of depth to her role, but I felt like she did a good job of what she was, I guess, given. She kind of elevated that role. And I like the tone too. I thought it was very light, very brisk movie. Like it was like, I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that. Pretty quick. You get the story and stuff. Once the movie does go on the road trip and stuff, it does pick up a lot. I like how the story like chugs along and stuff. I feel like it was pretty enjoyable once it got on the road and stuff. And this movie really isn't that funny. It's more of like a smile or chuckle type of movie. Like you're not gonna get like belly laughs like other movies and stuff, but it's enjoyable. I think that it's a cool watch. Negatives about the movie, I feel like it was pretty cliche as a dramedy teen movie. I feel like if you've seen any like dramedy teen movies like in your entire life, like if you've seen like 5 or 6 of them, you'll know the basic plot of this movie, like beat for beat for beat for beat. Like even like the musical choices in the movie were pretty like on the nose and kind of obvious. There's a character that showed up like towards like the middle or end of the movie. I thought that she was gonna kind of like liven up the movie and kind of do something a little bit more edgy, and I was like, okay, this is at least a little bit interesting, you know what I mean? Even though I kind of saw it coming, but she didn't really do a lot. She just was there as a metaphor for Ben's like past events. I feel like this movie isn't that great as being a drama or comedy movie. I feel like the drama parts of the movie weren't that compelling. I felt like it was just kind of like by the numbers things that you would expect from a drama movie like this. And I felt like the comedy wasn't like a home run. Like I said earlier, it's more like chuckle or like smiling type of humor. Like it's not anything too crazy about. So it's kind of like in the middle of those like lines, but it's not like as like entertaining as it could have been. But overall, I thought it was pretty enjoyable. I do like the cast a lot, especially the 3 leads. I feel like they kind of elevated the script and how like kind of cliche it was. I do like the tone of the movie too. It's light, very brisk, very like quick movie. I like that it was like an hour and 20 minutes and then you're out of there. I feel like the movie was pretty cliched. If you've seen a teen dramedy movie like this, I feel like you would know the beats of this like beat for beat. And I felt like it wasn't that great at being a comedy and it wasn't great at being a drama. It was like kind of in the middle of those lanes, and I feel like it didn't do either that well. Overall, I would give it a 6 out of 10. I guess I would recommend this to people that have read the book that this was based off of, or if you're like me, like a Paul Rudd fan, just watch the movie. So what did you guys think? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? Let me know in the comments what you thought, and thanks for watching. Thanks guys. Bye.